You might have heard on the internet or read on the internet that men need to show more emotions. Men aren't emotional enough and they need to display more emotional vulnerability. Typically, this conclusion appears to be based or in the context of relationships where men need to be more emotionally available, more open, and less angry and aggressive. Now, the problem with this men need to show more emotions conclusion is it fails to understand the purpose of human emotions. So in this short video, I'm going to explain the purpose of human emotions and really expand your thinking in this context, because it doesn't really make sense that people should show more emotions. It's kind of like saying they need to show their lungs more or show their liver or kidney more. So it'll make sense once I explain it. So the purpose of emotions is to give us information about the environment. So for example, if you look out into the world and you see something scary, you might feel the emotion of fear. If you look out into the world and see something sad, you might feel the emotion of sadness. If you look out into the world and see something that you like, you might feel happiness and joy, right? So emotions are pieces of information, one of the many pieces of information that humans use to gauge or to interpret or perceive their environment, okay? Now, why I said before showing more emotion doesn't make any sense, it's like saying show your lungs more, is because emotions are automatic. You are automatically deploying them when you perceive something, okay? So if you look at someone you love, if a man looks at his girl and loves her, he will automatically feel the emotion of love or I want to reproduce with her or whatever feelings, right? So it's literally automatic. So I guess what's really key then is when people say men should show more emotions, maybe they should differentiate between feeling emotions and then the over displaying of them, because that's probably, I think, the key here, because men most certainly feel emotions. They most certainly feel love. If they look at you and if they love you, it'll feel. So then why do they need to show it? And the funny thing is they probably already are showing it through giving you love and support, talking to you, acknowledging you, being there for you. So I don't really understand where this show more emotions comes from when they are literally automatically showing them. Maybe what's happening is, this is the key, is highlighting the different ways in which emotions can be displayed, where for one person it's crying in a kiss, and for another person it's, hey, how you going, let's solve the problem. To really hammer the point home and highlight another important point, I think, is the idea of context matters, and also basically what the partner is looking for matters too. So for example, if men should show more emotions, imagine this scenario. There's a pilot in a commercial plane. The plane is about to crash. Would you want the pilot to show more emotions, as in anxiety or fear, or would you want the pilot to have more emotional control and maybe stoicism? You could say to bring the situation under control and hopefully land the plane safely, right? Like there is context in which showing more emotions is actually probably not good. Case in point, an emergency situation where you want calmness, not crying, right? So you can see right away, I think that's a really important point, that showing more emotions is probably heavily context dependent, and it can't just be this simple blanket rule of show more emotions, because not only are they automatic, not only are they most certainly felt, but you probably don't want to actually deploy them in every context, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I gotta say on that. Maybe I can't listen more, but that's probably kind of what I want to say on that one at the moment. Another key situation that I think I should highlight before concluding the video is the idea that people might say men suppress or hide their emotions. Now, I think what's important to recognize there is maybe it's not that they're hiding or suppressing them, but they're actually that they're providing a rock by which the people who do express their emotions heavily can express them onto the rock. That is the man, who can then sort of act as the de-energizer or the calmer of the situation, right? Because imagine if you have two people that are heavily expressive in their emotions. could that set the stage for arguments or a sort of emotion dysregulation if both are very expressive? Wouldn't it make more sense if one was highly expressive and one was more of the rock, the one that can really de-escalate and de-energize a situation? So a blanket rule of men should show more emotions, as I think I've highlighted here, is actually really quite context specific, and you wouldn't want to just blanket it across the board that it should be show more or weakness or whatever. It's more context dependent. So thank you for watching and subscribe for more.